Hello everyone, this is PSDuckie. You asked for it, and I'm doing it. The making of a PSDuckie video. Okay, first thing I do when I'm making a PSDuckie video is I figure out what I'm going to make. In this case, for this making of a PSDuckie video, I'm going to run one of my characters that I made for this particular challenge, the World of Warcraft Iron Man challenge, and I'm going to play part of that challenge. So, I actually have two different video recording programs that I use. The one I'm using now is called Open Broadcaster Software. It's free. It's not as good for recording games, so I don't use that for recording things like WoW. What I do use for recording WoW is good old Fraps. Fraps is a pay program, but it is definitely worth it. So, definitely worth $37. So I'm gonna open up Fraps, and as you can see, the last video I worked on was my YouTube channel intro, so I'm going to set the settings. I'm going to set settings off screen, and I'll see you in the game. So here we are in World of Warcraft. This is the character, well, one of the characters I'm using for the challenge, so I'm going to enter the game. Oh, and I made a mistake with my add-ons, so sometimes that happens. There we go. I always play this challenge with all my add-ons off. That's not a video mistake, but challenge mistake. Anyway, at this point I usually start a stopwatch, but so that's done, and as you can see I have a lot of quests, so regardless. Okay. Quests are all over the island. I'm not even used to playing a paladin.
Recharging. I can't test that yet.
This particular challenge I have to be really careful because one character death and I lose. So I want to avoid unnecessary fighting. And normally I would run this for 30 minutes to an hour. Not going to run it that long this time, in the interest of showing you the rest of the process that it takes to make a video. But I am going to play for a few more minutes.
That's still recharging. That spell isn't ready yet. I can't cast that yet. That's still recharging. That spell isn't ready yet. That's still recharging.
Alright, so now I'm going to start heading back to town so that I can show you what I do with the video after I record it. I'm going to be switching back to OBS now, so I will switch over. Alright, so back into OBS, and if I go into my video directory, you can see here's the video I took with Fraps. There's one problem though, it's in a format that my video editing programs can't read, so have to transcode it. So put up my handbrake. Very useful free program, and hit start. This is only 6 minutes, so it shouldn't take very long, relatively. And I wait for it to transcode. So while I'm waiting for it to do that, I have 3 programs that well, actually 4 because Final Cut, but I'm not going to show you Final Cut because that would require rebooting the computer. So 3 programs that I use for video editing. I have 2 versions of Windows Movie Maker, which I use for light duty stuff like animated titles, and for most of the editing, use Avid Media Composer right here. It's another paid program. It's quite expensive, but for the kind of stuff I do, it's worth it. Let me open one of my videos on YouTube, and this is a good one. The original part 1 of the EverQuest freebie challenge. Hello. And see, that's before I got Avid. And going into a newer video, this is one of my newer ones. You can see it shows the server. That's an effect I put in with Avid, where it shows the server I'm playing on. Obviously, this is a different game, but you can see it's more advanced stuff, video editing wise. So, this thing's still transcoding. So I'm going to cut the video and restart it when it's done. Alright, it's almost done. And it's done. See how it says Q finished? Means I can exit out of Handbrake and open up Avid. And Avid does take a bit to load. And here we have Avid. So to make a new bin, which is Avid's equivalent of folders, and a new sequence. Now, obviously I'm not going to put the full video into the sequence because I'm making the sequence as the video is rolling. So, I'm only going to put part of it in so that I can show you what happened. So, going to, of course, put in my intro. And then, of course, I have to tell it where my video that I just transcoded and the two videos I created in OBS are. So I'm telling it that. And oh right, I have to transcode the OBS videos also. So I'm going to delete these two links. Yes. To exit out of Avid. Go back into Handbrake. That Raptor notification can leave. And show Q. Because I'm transcoding two. So, instead of hitting start, I hit add to queue. And then I can just, then when I hit start in the queue window, it will transcode them both. Now they're both transcoded, so I can go back into Avid. Of course, that means it has to load again. Now that I have the properly transcoded clip, Avid does not like it when I do that with a clip that I'm reading directly from the disk. So, just going to insert that clip. Then insert this clip. Which is taking its sweet time, but if it does that, and I'm going to export this partial version in order to show you what I do to get it to YouTube and to iTunes. And exporting takes a bit, so once again, I am going to stop the recording and restart when it's done. Alright, I'm back. As you can see, here is the exported video. However, it needs to be transcoded. This is not going to take as long as the others, but it still needs to be done. Once again, this is only a partial version of this actual video because I am still recording, so So now that's done, I can upload it to YouTube. And normally I would set the privacy to public, but in this case I am setting it to private because it is just a partial version. I type in the description. And some tags. I'm only going to use one for this particular partial video. And I hit done. And when it finishes uploading, there, now it's processing. I can actually close out of the page when that is done, which I will do. And now I am going to put it on the PSDuckie.com website so that I can access it from iTunes. So, go into my FTP program, and I am going to cut the video right now, and I will start it back up once I am connected to PSDuckie.com. Alright, I'm connected, and I need to find where I put, here it is. Navigate to here. And I have to download that XML file. And I'm going to make a copy of this with a different name. And refresh. And upload that. So while that is uploading, you can look at this XML file that I downloaded. That can leave. As you can see, there's a bunch of XML. What we care about is this section right here. So I'm going to make kind of a copy of the section, but only instead of talking about the older video, the new copy will talk about the partial video that I created. Here, I have to find the length in bytes of this video. As you can see, this one has this amount, and I put that over there, so cancel that and open that properties, and do that. For date, and I have to find out what time it is at GMT. Yes. I'm not looking for BST. Go back. That's what I'm looking for. Oh no, I do want a world clock. Sorry about this. Okay. So it's actually tomorrow in GMT, which means I'm going to now here it wants the duration of the video in minutes and seconds. So with that, I can go into Details View here in Windows Explorer, and it's 8 minutes. and 34 seconds. And done. So I save that, re-upload, and now minimize all of that, go away Skype. I can go into iTunes. And okay, I know that I can view podcasts. Probably because that wasn't. There we go, podcasts. Continue. And now, we don't see any podcasts there. I go to subscribe to podcast, and as you can see, I need to type in the URL. It's duckie.com/cast/XML. Yeah, that's right. Refresh. And made some kind of error, made a typo. Typo fixed, re-upload, reload to make sure that I'm viewing XML here in Chrome. Now let's try subscribing again. And now it is downloading the partial episode. So that's it. That's how I make a PSDuckie video. This is PSDuckie signing off.